Now Stafford. He wants it all for the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Odell Beckham. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 35.
Why don't you just start over?
Touchdown, 49ers. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just start from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
Well, this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. There's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Now it's Wilson. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Robert Tonyan, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
They go play action with Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got it. Touchdown, 49ers. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 21-7.
21, Rams 7. Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick
So
off.
after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Beckham now. It's a jet sweep.
Odell Beckham, the ball carrier. He was brought
first quarter. 21-7, our score.
First quarter with the score Niners 21, Rams 7.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Hey, we got Mike 10 right here, guys. Mike 10. We don't want this. Switch. 53. Ready.
Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Lady. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go. Mike's 54. Hey. What we got?
On the ground, it's Akers. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Easy. Mike 10. Hey, let's get that ball here. Right here. You go tight. You got tight. 32. Switch.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. Sliding out of the pocket. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
10 to the mic. Let's go. Stay 50. Check 50. Check 3.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Hey, Philo! You got nothing. Hey, watch 21. Check 54.
They snap it to Stafford. Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. It's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
They go play action now. Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Second and 5 from the 8. Throwing again here. Wilson. Flush to his right. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
You ready? Alert flare, alert flare, flare. Alert! Kill. Omaha, ready move. Check.
They'll run here with Akers. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's great. Check 9, check 9. Hatchet.
On the handoff, running left is Akers. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories. Of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
Decision made for Sean McVay. They're going to go for it.
10's the mic. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Mike 10. Mike 10. Mike 10. Here we go. Here we go.
22. On 4th down, Stafford. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And he's going to be out of bounds, a few yards shy of the line to gain. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into Danger Russ. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And a route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics.
On Stafford for the third time is intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. DK Metcalf with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the 49ers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a run with Akers. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. On 2nd and 12, Stafford. Got a man, it's Higbee, complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Zebra! Sponge! No, no, no! Check safety, check safety! 36, 36!
Now Stafford. Flushed out right. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. 20.
All you got to do is look and learn.
And he
Look and
will
learn.
bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Now the Niner offense is back on the field, and they're going to try for two here. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he is into the end zone. So they get two more on the board here just before halftime. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off near the 42.
I'm going to show you,
And
man.
he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Maybe a small measure of revenge for this defense because they've been thoroughly dominated so far, but a brief bright spot there with that pick six.
Seemingly coming up for air after being dominated as you described. They get a nice play there. Probably not going to change the balance of this game, but they have to feel a little bit better about themselves after that one.
Now the Rams bring the offense back out here to go for two. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. And this is caught, so they do get the two. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
And the 49er hands team does its job. Up to midfield. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now a throw here to his running back. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make this a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
13 yards on the play. That's good for an 11 yards. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Right there, 54, right there, right there. Hey, 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 hey. Set the tone. Let's go. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Stafford on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
They'll roll him out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaac Yedem picks it. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Escaping the pressure right. Going deep here for Watkins. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for the Niners.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it.
Watkins diving. He's got it. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
San Francisco.
Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Touchdown! DK Metcalf. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. Wilson going to throw for it. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Now Stafford. And going deep for Hill. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing.
It got his man complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Quez Watkins, 70 yards. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll try and throw for it. Buying time to his left. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And now here's another interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Niners are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 1st down, Wilson. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Play action. Now Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Leonard Floyd, a sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, he's going to look deep for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They go play action with Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown, 49ers. DK Metcalf, 53 yards. And the Niners are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Flush to his right. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Leonard Floyd.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly, and getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Off of play action, here's Stafford. He'll buy some time right. And my goodness, another interception. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the 49ers are going to have the football here at their own. 35-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Going deep here for Watkins. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 11. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Now it's the backup Mariota, rolling to his right. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Niners are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for 2. They'll look to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Mike by 4, Mike by 4, Mike by 4. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me. Hey, watch it. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go.
Now Mariota. And that is incomplete.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, check Mike 46. Check Mike 46. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. One. Three. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Switches. Three.
Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson trying to lay one up deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Mike 19. Watch the slant. Mike 19.
Now it's Wilson. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Mariota. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Let's just be frank, they're playing for pride at this point. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw Mariota. He's going to let it fly. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. The 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the Rams are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense. Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Pick it up, G. Mike spot 4.
To throw is Mariota. That one complete to Hill. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Mariota. He's going to let it fly. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down. Oh, this offense is staying put. They're just 1 for 4 in these situations so far, but they're going again on 4th down.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for San Francisco, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Rams, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.